If you are mildly right of center or far right or whatever, or, you know, if you are of the right side of the political persuasion, um, and you don't detest Bill Burr, then I don't think you pay a lot of attention to what the man actually often says. Bill Burr is a dog shit human being. Like he's not just a comedian, who says like a lot of his political and social and like takes about things. He's just a piece of shit. Like he is very firmly a fucking leftist, not a liberal, not a classic liberal, not a tolerable 90s style Democrat as he tries to pass himself off. Oh, I tell edgy jokes. Yeah, the safest of edgy jokes. Like no, he is a leftist. He is for he's basically fucking woke. He's not fully woke, but he's like right, he's got a toe right on that fucking line. All right? Like he really is dog shit. Is he funny? Yes. His comedy, is it good? Yes. I have watched Bill Burr's comedy and laughed my ass off at it. But he sucks. All right? And like I'm not going to watch his comedy anymore. Not after this shit. Like it doesn't matter, if you still want to watch him after seeing something like this, like I'm not going to shame you for it. I'm just saying I'm not going to participate in this shit anymore. Like Bill Burr has had like the final shit take with me. Like if he's on JRE, I'm just going to skip that episode. If he's on any other podcast that I watch, I'm just going to skip that episode. People cover his clips of him, oh, he owned Bill Maher. Like, yeah, I'm just like I don't care anymore. I don't care how many times the broken clock is right like during the day. I don't give a shit. All right? Because what happens when your clock breaks? You fucking get rid of it and you get a new clock. All right? So recently, this bald. No, this goes on YouTube, so I gotta, keep it TOS. This bald fogoid, um, was on Jimmy Kimmel and recently had a lot of genuinely stupid fucking takes to say, not just about the wildfires, completely downplaying how poorly managed the whole thing was. He completely strawmans the opposition argument, but then he turns around and he praises Luigi Mangione. And this is not a joke. He is not joking. He's saying it in a funny manner on a comedy late night talk show, but he is not joking. This man believes that Luigi Mangione murdering the CEO in cold fucking blood was a good and righteous moral act. He is not joking. This is not a joke. Shout out to the New York Post. Bill Burr is fired up. The comedian and actor, 56, blasted insurance companies and praised Jesus Christ, praised accused UnitedHealthcare CEO shooter Luigi Mangione while speaking about the LA fires during his Tuesday appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Burr revealed that, like many people in Los Angeles, he had to evacuate after flames threatened his home. I got lucky, he said. The winds moved. And I think everybody did a great job, unlike the internet, he added, alluding to the rapacious criticism of state and local officials' response to the fire. Burr went on to mock online critics who liken themselves to fire experts and bemoan how the fire was mismanaged. Mismanaged? Like some idiot, a quote, mismanaged? Like some idiot on the internet has to manage the worst fire in LA, sitting there in his underwear, he continued. Straw man. Turning to speculation about what caused the many fires that tore through Southern California, Burr said, I love how all the chatter out there is about bans on illegal immigrants and homeless people lighting fires. They light fires every day, he added. They're living outside. It's fucking cold. No, they're not talking about homeless people like, in back alleys between two giant brick and metal buildings lighting, fires in a fucking empty oil drum. They're talking about actual arsonists who were caught on fucking tape setting fires in the forest. And when people are criticizing the way the fire management was handled, was not during the actual fire after it broke out, which there is some legitimately bad policy going on there with the way that the fire was handled, but it was everything leading up to it. They did no backburning. They did not clear the brush ever. They didn't cut down any of the old trees. Like Trump has been harping on about this. California Republicans have been harping on about this, that there needs to be better fire prevention done in California's forests. That's just not being done. For fuck's sake, the reservoirs were empty. Like, this is not a speculation. Nobody's lying about this. This is just what happened. Then they were talking about looting, but CNN and Fox News are not going to bring up the insurance companies that are going to keep everybody's premiums and still giving them bonuses, he said to the applause of the audience. Except they did. Well, maybe not CNN or Fox News, but the mainstream news sources did cover those stories, Bill. I know they did because I fucking read them. I'm sorry, people don't like this shit, but guess what? The Daily Wire, which covered this stuff, they did. They did cover this. Other big news sources on the internet did cover the fact that the insurance companies were pulling people's fire insurance right before the fire was starting. So people know about this, Bill. You're not spitting these hard facts that nobody's talking about. The fact that the insurance companies pulled people's fires insurance is a big topic right now. You're not fucking special. You're not unique. You're not doing anything like that. You're not shining a light on something, some kind of giant hypocrisy in the news media, because the news is actually talking about that. They're not talking about CNN, Fox News. They're not going to bring up the insurance companies that are just going to keep everybody's premiums and still give themselves a bonus, he said to an applause from the audience. Yes, free Luigi, he excitedly claimed to the clapping, referencing Luigi Mannioni, 26, who is accused of shooting and killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Free Luigi? The dude is on camera fucking executing a man in cold blood, all right? Drawing laughter from Kimmel and the crowd, Burr stuck to talking about Mangione. I love how they acted surprised. How could this happen? He said, imitating media pundits and likely insurance company executives. The killer wrote on the bullets why it happened, Burr added. According to law enforcement, the bullets fired at Thompson were inscribed with the words deny, defend, and depose. Allegedly referencing the book of the same name about why insurance companies don't pay claims and what do you do about it. You know what you don't do about it? Murder dudes in the street. Look, I don't like big insurance companies. I've, personally seen, life insurance not want to pay out people's life insurance policies when they die, or, I've seen it happen to people I know, people's health insurance not wanting to pay out whenever they need help. Car insurance companies fighting you whenever you get into an accident. Yeah, I've seen it. It's bad. You want to know what I would never even consider in a million years doing? Taking my gun and blowing somebody's fucking brains out over it. Jovial Kimmel responded, "We're still on Luigi? I never left Luigi," Burr replied. The old dad star has been vocal about Mangione before. The funny thing when that CEO got whacked was watching CEOs have to be uncomfortable, Burr said in an interview with Variety published on Tuesday. I'm sure they didn't learn anything, but it's like, how do you make everybody feel day to day as you apply pressure, because that's how business is done? He also told the site how you leave this burning wreckage of destroyed lives as you restructure and consolidate. It was fun to see them worry. Burr also criticized the media's coverage of Thompson's murder last month on an episode of his Anything Better podcast. They're gangsters, quote, they're gangsters, dude, fucking gangsters. And when one of them gets whacked or something, they're like, oh my God, he was such a good guy. He said of the CEO of the CEOs in the healthcare industry, which he labeled a dirty game. So, what do we know about Brian Thompson? Other than him being a CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was he a bad person? Sure, let's say he was attached to some people, to insurance claims not getting paid out and all the bad things. He's one man. It's an entire corporation, staffed and run by thousands of people. And what did murdering him in cold blood achieve? Literally nothing. It achieved fucking nothing. What did he maybe he was a good guy. Like the dude had a family. Maybe he was good to his family. Maybe he, maybe he did good things in his life. Like maybe he was the type of guy who would like, help out his who would help out his friends and his more distant family. Who would, who we don't like. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Like maybe he was a giant piece of shit. But I don't know that, and I'm not going to sit here and assume that the man murdered in cold blood automatically deserved it because of the job he chose to do. Yes, is it bad that like if you had a health insurance or a life insurance policy and United CEO and United Healthcare didn't pay it out? Yeah, that's not good. It's not a good thing. But did Brian Thompson personally murder your fucking dad when he was dying of cancer? No, he didn't. No, he fucking didn't. All right? At the end of the day, Bill Burr is a fucking leftist. Like I said, he's not a classic liberal. He's not a 90s Democrat. He's not the principled opposition. He's a fucking leftist. All right? He hates you. He's going to pass himself off as just regular Joe and a man of the people. No, he hates you. He hates you. He hates everything you believe in. He hates everything you stand for. He thinks you're racist. He thinks you're sexist. He thinks that if you're in the wrong field of employment, you deserve to have a bullet in your fucking head. Fuck Bill Burr. And you know what? If after something like this, I mean, I know I just kind of said I wasn't going to give anybody shit if they still want to, listen to him after this. But if after like something like this, if you still think Bill Burr's a good dude, fuck you too.